For all the honeys in the Hyundai, for all my dreams, you know it's alright.
Yo, what's good YouTube? This is Sam from Mammals Gaming. You guys wanted the deck profile for ORCUSTS, and so I got it for you. Now this is a jank build. I won't suggest everybody play it exactly how I did. I would find your own balance depending on what you want. The way I personally wanted to play this was to just be as aggressive as possible. Personally, as a player, I play aggressive decks. I play like push, attack, kind of just keep comboing off type decks, and so I built it to be like that. And that does have its pros and its cons. Some of the pros are that it literally can play through like 4 hand traps, 3-4 hand traps, no problem. You'll still end up with a pretty sizable board and follow up. The biggest con is there's so many fucking bricks that you'll end up seeing a lot of hands where, you know, are awkward, you can't play at all, just completely unplayable. So keep in mind that with this build in particular, it's very high risk, high reward, glass cannon type. But yeah, we'll go right into the profile. All right, so this is an ORCUST Bestial Azamina Fiendsmith deck. So a lot of engines that all synergize very well with each other. But I'll just go into it. We have, for the ORCUST engine, 3 Gearsu, the best starter in the deck, and once the Link 1 comes out, it'll be undoubtedly the best card in the whole deck. We have 3 Harp Horror, just, you know, summons from deck by banishing from grave. I don't know what you can say about it, it's just so good. 2 Nightmare. Nightmare kind of sucks because you need a way to get rid of it in your hand. I don't like seeing 3. Even if you're like, I just don't like hoping that I see a Deception, because sometimes you just don't see those engines, right? And then 1 Symbol Skeleton, just an absolutely necessary combo piece. And I would rather not have it if I didn't need to, because it sucks opening it. For the spells and traps, I have 1 Babble, 1 Return, and 1 Crescendo. I side this out every single game. After game 1, this is never in there, so honestly it might as well be cut for a non-engine or something more useful. This almost always gets sided out going 2nd because it's absolutely useless in hand. And then Babble is your normal end board piece because you just want all your stuff to be quick effects on your opponent's turn. But that's the ORCUST engine. Pretty bare bones. I'm not playing World Wand or World Crown. Those cards don't get as good until you until we get the new Link. For the Azamina engine, I'm playing 3 Witch, 3 Wanted, 2 Deception, and 1 Hollowed Azamina. You could play 3 Deception, especially because they do work well with your ORCUST stuff, but I just hate seeing 2 in my hand. And so I just opt to play 2. Period, because you have 6 searchers for it. If you don't see the engine, you don't see the engine. It is what it is. Honestly, in this deck, other than like, as opposed to Fire King and Snake Eye, you want to see Wanted or Witch, especially Wanted. So the priority in starters goes Wanted, Witch, and then Deception, and you never want to see Azamina because this card fucking sucks. So like in terms of how much you want value out of your cards, like this is the order: this, then this, then this. So the lowest value goes to Deception. You have 6 ways to search it. If you don't see it, you don't see it. It's fine, it's not a big deal. Get you an Omni Negate. I mean, that's really all it's for, while getting your stuff engraved. Alternatively, you can play the Horus cards. The Horus cards also get you a Monster Negate to protect you under Nib, while like setting up more graveyards. So you could argue that the Horus engine is better for that. And I'm not going to disagree with you. I just don't like the Horus engine, like design wise. It just doesn't work well with me. We have, for the Fiendsmith engine, 2 Engraver, 1 Lacrima, 1 Lurie, 2 Tract, and then the 1 Brick, the Fiendsmith in Paradise. I mean, honestly, you could just opt to cut this. I wouldn't personally, because it's just such a strong card. But I wish I had a 3rd Engraver. I would play 3rd Engraver if I had it, but I don't, so this is what we're rocking with. I mean, the Fiendsmith engine is one for insulation under nib, extra insulation. So if you don't see the deception or the wanted package, you can go into the Fiendsmith package. They all insulate you under nib. It's really what it's for. And then the Bestial engine. You have 2 Lubellion, 1 Mag, 1 Druis, 1 Baldrake, and then this should be another Druis Worm, but I don't have 2 Druis Worms, so I'm just playing a Saronir. This is fine actually, because if you see it in your hand with a Deception, you tribute this and you still get a Lubellion, which gets you to your branded regain. And this card synergizes so well with the Orcus cards, just being able to plus infinity draw like 4 or 5 times per turn with this. And because we draw so much and we don't have that much space for non-engine, I opted to play the most impactful ones, being 3 Ash and 3 Imperm, and then 1 Call by the Grave. The Call by the Grave is really only for Fuelos and or like game 2, 3 Lancias. This deck just cannot play through a Fuelos. Like if you activate Fuelos and I don't have Ash, Call by the Grave, or you know, you'll see in the side deck cross out, like I just lose. You just pass. Nothing you can do about it. There's no impactful board you can make without summoning like at least 3 times from the extra deck. And so, I mean, like I said, the deck is very fragile, and you kind of just have to like hope for the best. But it is what it is. All right, for extra deck is very tight, and come the new support, it'll be even tighter. But this is what we're going with. For Fiendsmith engine, we have the 1 Requiem. For Link 2s, we have Moon and Sequence, the 1 Agnumde, and then Desiree, Necroquip, Caesar. I still don't like the fact that you have to play these 7 cards in any Fiendsmith deck you play. I mean, you can opt not to play Agnumde. I just feel like it's kind of just so much more worth it to be able to push through like a Light Dark Chaos Angel. In which like you'd never be able to out that in this deck without a boosted Desiree. For the Orcus cards, very small Orcus engine. It's just double Galatea and 1 Ding. Your goal is to just shuffle back as much as you can and play resource management to the best of your ability, because these are the only ones you're playing. I wanted to play Longirsu, but unfortunately I just don't have the space. And obviously once the new support comes out, the Orcus engine itself will be a lot stronger, so we will be cutting some of these like tertiary and secondary engines to play more of a more pure Orcus build. But that's all we're playing in the extra deck for now. And then we have Azamina Sylvia. This is just a Omni Negate that you summon off a Deception while getting your cards in grave. That's really all it's for. And then we have the 3 generic link monsters. We have IP, SP, and access code. IP is actually a standard in most end boards that go with Orcus. Now that you just make Babel, overlay your Ding, attach the symbol skeleton, and then you link the monster that the symbol skeleton summoned plus the Ding for an IP, and then you end on that. And then on their turn, you can symbol again for Ding, send 1, and then IP into SP, banish 1. It's just you know, it's just Snake Eyes, like a shittier Snake Eye deck. And then you have the 1 access code. This can be anything else you want. I haven't summoned this once. It's just in there. It could be a Nightmare Phoenix if you want. Honestly, Phoenix isn't bad. Probably once Suda comes out, this will be a Abao AQ, because that card synergizes with this deck very well too. Just like, you know, it protects your Ding from Bestials. It also helps further your combo. You can summon a Girsu on your opponent's end phase, stuff like that, or main phase, I think. And then the last 15th card is a Chaos Angel. This card is just absolutely busted right now. I think if you're not playing this, especially in a deck that plays a bunch of level 4 light and darks and a bunch of level 6s lights and darks, it's very foolish not to play this card. And so if you're playing Fiendsmith and Bestials and you have level 4s, you should be playing Chaos Angel. I think it's almost, I'm gonna say almost because it's not always, but it's almost a non-negotiable. Alright, for side deck, very simple, very simple. I didn't really think too much. Thought about what do I lose to? Maliss is pretty good, they banish your whole grave. So Lancia, I know it conflicts with your own engine as well, but you're playing Fiendsmith to grind it out. And so if you Lancia them, and you can't play on their turn, so be it. You have Omni Negates, as well as like Disruption. So Lancia just being able to stop a Maliss player's entire turn, I think is more worth it. And then of course 3 Fuolos. This you side in for ryzeal. Yeah, ryzeal doesn't really play too well on their Fuolos. I know they can just make Detonator pass, but that's also why we pair it with Triple Forbidden Droplet. This card works very well with your engine. Just being able to droplet and send your Orcust monsters as cost. Absolutely amazing. And then, you know, you have the quick effects, spell cards such as Wanted. So you can go Wanted, chain Droplet, and then you send a Nightmare plus the Wanted for cost and negate 2. It's so good. Droplet is amazing in ORCUST. I think in a format, especially when you want some monsters to be turned off, you have to play Droplet if you're playing ORCUST. That's for the going second cards. And then for going first, we have 6 cards. We have 3 Solemn Judgment and then 3 Crossout Designator. I wish we didn't have to play this card, but because everyone is citing Lancia for Maliss, you kind of have to. These 2 are the main targets you're doing. What sucks is I don't play that many hand traps, so like literally having a Crossout Designator citing these 5 cards automatically going first or second. Well, going first you wouldn't side this as a Crossout target, you just side it as a hand trap. But you side 1 of these and 3 of these. It sucks. It sucks. I'd much rather have more impactful cards. I'd much rather have 3 strikes instead. But unfortunately, we have to play Crossout Designator because we just absolutely get hard cooked by Lancia and Fuolos. And then Solemn Judgment has no explanation necessary. This card is just for going first, a generic like stop to a big push. As well as a spell trap negate for any potential board breakers, and big combo pieces. But yeah, that's the list. I did go 4-0 on my first locals with it, and then I proceeded to go 1-2 on the second locals. I might upload that as well, but it was just non-games. So for any of you who might think I don't like uploading my losses, that is not inherently true. I don't like uploading games where I'm not doing anything and it's just not fun to watch, you know? Because like the ideal hand would be something like this, right? You open one of these, and then like possibly this and a hand trap, you know, like that would be like absolutely the best case scenario, right? You draw something like this. This is your god hand. Are you always going to see this? Hell no. Hell no, you're not always going to see this. You're often going to see, like I'll show you some hands that I had a hand of this, this, and where are you? This. Like, what are you supposed to do with a hand like this? Absolutely nothing. You just pass, right? And so you brick a lot. I mean, if I were to, you know, rebuild this deck and keep playing it, which I really enjoy this deck, and you know, there's nothing to play until Suda comes out. I will probably just start getting rid of a lot of like hard bricks like that. That card does absolutely nothing unless you have an Orcust in hand, and a lot of times, like if you have that, if you only have one Orcust card in hand, let's say you have a Nightmare plus a Return and a Witch, like wouldn't you much rather just get the Witch off than use the Orcust monster as send material for Return? I think this card is awful. Honestly, I'm definitely gonna cut it. It just does nothing. I just had the secret, you know. But yeah, that's the deck. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. If you like it, you hate it, it's all right. You know what? I never said it was the best build. It's just a build that I chose to play, and definitely could use some changes. But let me know what you would do in the comments down below. Thanks for watching, like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.
Yeah, left on red said none of this shit would get easier. Best friend flirting with death, collect winnings from the last check. On to the next, rinse and repeat up to the last step, then we get hit.